is to yourself. It's in the air. It's not recorded anywhere. Now that you have spoken, Honorable Joyce Coril, now relax. Honorable members, before we proceed, we go on. No, let me just say this. As I stated earlier, our IT system appears to have some serious problems. And I have from here directed that our IT team start working on this, because you may want to make certain decisions and we'll still be using the same system. So they need to up their game. But before we move on, let me allow the leader majority to move a particular motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following procedural motion. That, aware that the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020 is scheduled to proceed to a roll call vote at the second reading and the third reading during today's afternoon sitting, further aware that the House is expected to rise at 6:30 p.m. and commence the evening sitting at 7 p.m., cognizant of the provisions of Standing Order 35, providing the House ought not adjourn where a division is in progress, this House resolves, 1, that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 30, subsection 3, subsection A, the afternoon sitting of today, Thursday, May the 6th, 2021, shall stand extended until the conclusion of business listed as order number 8, 9, and 10 in the order paper, and 2, not hold the evening sitting of today, Thursday, 6th May 2021. The import of this, honorable members, so that we are all together, is we are scheduled to go on a short break to end this session by 6:30. Then we come for another 2-hour session at 7 to 9. When we pass this motion, the effect of this will be that we will suspend, we'll cancel the evening session, and then this session will continue until we conclude the business today, right? Which now means there will be some more time for a few more members to speak, right? And then when we start the voting, we will do seamless voting. Taking into account that there are people who are waiting to vote virtually, there are people who have to go and who are fasting, and I want to do their iftar. So we want to accommodate everyone, yeah? And then once we vote, the speaker will then guide us on the specifics of when to vote, okay? But let's pass the motion first, then we will give, because we will still need this motion, even if we are voting now, because remember you are voting by roll call. Now, just so we understand one another, members, roll call means every one of you will be called by name, and you'll have to say yes or no, right? Now that will take a while, and we cannot interrupt it once, yeah? You know, once the session ends, it could have implications that we don't want. So let us agree that we extend, we create the time for the convenience of the House. It gets a few more people speaking. It also ensures we can vote properly, and it also means that the links for voting virtually can now be sent, because there's a specific time when people will be told be linked in. So with those words, I beg to move and ask the leader of minority to second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I second this motion, because we will have 3 votes. We will vote at the second reading, we will vote the committee of the whole House, we will vote again at the third reading, and all require a specific number of members present and voting. But, Mr. Speaker, I just want to plead that after this, Mr. Speaker, maybe you make a communication so that even if I can see my watch is telling me it is 5:26, I was requesting that the latest we can take this vote should be 6. So that, Mr. Speaker, yeah, that is just 30 minutes away, but it should be communicated that we are taking a vote at 6, and so that we have just a few members to talk, and then we call all the other members to take a vote at 6, so that we also end this sitting, because the day is Thursday, Mr. Speaker. We don't want to keep members in Nairobi forever. Mr. Speaker, I want to request you that we ask members that we take a vote at 6. We just leave a few members to contribute. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I second.
Honourable Osman, the member who is honourable members, this is a procedural motion which is for extension of sitting time and cancellation of the evening sitting of today. And the motion which I now propose reads that aware that the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020 is scheduled to proceed to a roll call vote at the second reading and third reading during today's afternoon sitting. Further aware that the House is expected to rise at 6:30 p.m. and commence the evening sitting at 7 p.m. Cognizant of the provisions of Standing Order number 30, subsection 5, providing that the House ought not adjourn while a division is in progress, this House resolves: 1. That pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 30, subsection 3, paragraph A, the afternoon sitting of today, Thursday, May 6, 2021, shall stand extended until the conclusion of business listed as under numbers 8, 9, and 10 in the order paper. And 2, not to hold the evening sitting of today, Thursday, May 6, 2021. Honourable members, before I put the question, I just want to say that, again, it's up to you. The point that was raised by the leader of the minority party is a matter that you yourselves, again as a House, would be in a position to resolve using a different standing order, being standing order number 95. So maybe we need to dispense of this motion, then perhaps the Honourable John Bandi, you can organize on those lines. I put the question that aware that the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill number 2020 is scheduled to proceed to a roll call vote at the second reading and third reading during today's afternoon sitting. Further aware that the House is expected to rise at 6:30 p.m. and commence the evening sitting at 7 p.m., cognizant of the provisions of Standing Order number 30, subsection 5, providing that the House ought not to adjourn while a division is in progress, this House resolves: 1. That pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 30, subsection 3, paragraph A, the afternoon sitting of today, Thursday, May 6, 2021, shall stand extended until the conclusion of business listed as under number 8, 9, and 10 in the order paper. And 2, not to hold the evening sitting of today, Thursday, May 6, 2021. Will as many as that opinion say aye? Aye. As many as contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honourable members, the net effect of this, I know, I'm not able to rely on my screen here, but I'm also aware. Some of you have come with those entreaties that you have been here since 8, 9, 10, and have not contributed. This is the opportunity. This motion now, the way it is coached, allows so many of you who have sat here and who want to have your voice captured in the Hansard a chance to contribute. So that's the net effect of this. So please, now, don't bother coming to check on the screen with the secretariat there, or even on my screen, so that then you can allow me to revert to the old system, which I'm very, very familiar with, which was members catching the speaker's eye. And since I have capacity to identify many of you, don't now it's not yet, not yet. So that honor members, I know so many of you have come to see me here. Some of you haven't even sent emissaries to talk to me. Let me not rely on the machine. I allow you to speak. Honorable Junaid, what is the point of order? Yeah?
Welcome. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, that's what I want. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Yeah. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't know. I wanted to seek your indulgence. Mr. Speaker, please. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to seek your indulgence, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this afternoon, many members who have spoken have come with the mindset that they are going to vote. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, now that the sitting of this sitting, Mr. Speaker, has been altered, I don't know whether I'm in a position to reduce the time of speaking, because it's like a new beginning, Mr. Speaker, under this motion, whether we can reduce the time to 3 minutes so that every member can speak. Mr. Speaker, then by 7 o'clock we vote. 7 o'clock.
You know, no, it is still. Honorable Goyo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm starting on Order 95. Could the mover be called upon to reply? Yes. Thank you.
Okay, honor members, take your seats. Take your seats. Take your seats. Now, honor members, order members. On the members. Order. Now, honor members. Member for Wajir East, please. Well, honourable members, the member for Muhoroni stood in his place and claimed to rise on a point of order, understanding order number 95, calling upon the mover be called upon to reply. It is not the function of the Speaker to decide on that. It is for the House to decide. Therefore, honourable members, I put the question, which is that the mover be called upon to reply. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? As many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The ayes have it.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I will not take a lot of time, but I want to thank all the members who have made their contributions to this historic debate. And I want to recognize that, as expected, the opinions were as divided as the members. Some represented their people, some represented themselves, and some represented the political factions that they represent. But the bottom line is we are all richer in terms of the opinion. I also want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your patience and for the thorough research you did on all the issues that were raised on the floor of this House, and for guiding this House and the country in terms of what happens when we have a similar motion and a similar process into the future. Mr. Speaker, the very key issues that arose and that I wish to respond to are not many, because you covered most of them. But the main one is the underscoring and underlining that the exercise of the sovereign power and will of the people is fundamental. I cannot be derailed by any person or anybody or any organ. Mr. Speaker, what was also underscored is that the BBI initiative is a popular initiative supported by 3 million people who have put their signatures, and 44 out of 47 counties who have supported this bill. Mr. Speaker, members will have the opportunity to demonstrate their love for their country in the next few minutes, when people will vote for country or for self. And those who love their country, who love this great republic, who love the people, will join the 3 million people in voting yes. Mr. Speaker, I beg to respond.
Honourable members, Honourable Wamunyinyi, if we could now, honourable members, it's good to listen to this. As guided in my communication of Tuesday, at the conclusion of the second reading, I must put the question, but before putting the question, I must allow for the division bell to be rung. So I direct that the division bell be rung for 10 minutes. On our members, we must use your standing orders. You are the ones who are going to create the standing orders, but let the division bell be rung.